The story begins with a group of travelers, Sarah, Mark, and Liam, driving through a relentless storm. They are on their way to a mountain retreat when their car breaks down in the middle of nowhere. With no signal and the rain pouring heavily, they spot a faint light in the distance, an old inn seemingly untouched by time. Desperate for shelter, they decide to investigate. The trio is greeted by an unnervingly polite caretaker, Mr. Greaves, who opens the door before they can knock. His hollow eyes and pale complexion send chills down their spines. He warns them to stay in their rooms after midnight and never venture into the basement. The group laughs it off, but can't shake the strange feeling. While settling into their rooms, Sarah finds an old journal tucked under her bed. The entries speak of people who checked into the inn but were never seen again. Mark, meanwhile, notices scratches on his room's door, as if something had been trying to get in. Liam swears he hears whispering voices in the walls. At midnight, the sound of a bell tolls throughout the inn. Sarah, Mark, and Liam gather in the hallway, frightened. The air grows colder and the lights flicker. They decide to ignore Mr. Greaves' warning and investigate the source of the sound, leading them to the locked basement door. They descend into the basement, where they find rows of old, dusty portraits lining the walls. Each painting depicts a former guest, their faces twisted in terror. At the center of the room stands a large, blood-stained altar with strange symbols carved into it. They realize the inn is a trap, feeding on its guests to sustain its cursed existence. Mr. Greaves appears in the basement, but he no longer looks human. His face is distorted, his limbs unnaturally long, and his eyes glow with an otherworldly light. He reveals that the inn is alive and feeds on fear. The travelers are its latest offering. Sarah finds a hidden passage behind one of the portraits, leading to an old library filled with books about dark rituals. She discovers a ritual to break the inn's curse, but learns it requires a willing sacrifice. Time is running out as the inn begins to shift and close in around them. The group devises a plan to destroy the altar and break the curse. Liam volunteers to be the sacrifice, despite the others' protests. The inn fights back, twisting its walls and summoning ghostly apparitions to stop them. The group fights through the chaos to reach the altar. Liam performs the ritual, placing his hand on the altar as the inn's spirits wail in agony. The ground shakes violently, and the inn begins to collapse. Sarah and Mark manage to escape as the inn crumbles, but Liam is consumed by the ritual, his face etched with peace as he frees the trapped souls. Sarah and Mark emerge into the cold dawn, the storm having cleared. Behind them, the inn is gone, leaving only an empty field. They vow to honor Liam's sacrifice, but can't shake the feeling that the inn's curse may not be entirely gone. The video ends with Sarah looking at a journal page Liam had carried out with him. On the last page, a new message appears. The inn welcomes all. The screen fades to black as the sound of a bell tolling echoes once again.